Hey people, it is Saturday, August the 31st. August is just about over with. It is 5:15 p.m. and about 28 Celsius. Feeling more like 30 plus with the Humidex. And I'm sitting here at a little set of tables and chairs in CIBC Square Park in the Southcore. This is a neat little elevated park that goes over the rail corridor as part of this CIBC Square office complex. And phase 2 of the office complex is under construction across the way. And the park will be extended further to connect it with that tower once construction is complete. And you get awesome views from here. Financial District, CN Tower. And one of the best views of the Royal York Hotel now, I think, to be found in the downtown area. And a large artificial tree sculpture. So I'm going to make my way down to street level. This is 4 floors above street level. You can get up here by a big staircase, or by taking some escalators indoors, or by elevator. I'm going to take the big staircase down, the outdoor one. And then I'm going to make my way over to the Esplanade. I'm going to take a walk heading east along the Esplanade. But I think I'll explore some of the side streets as I make my way eastward. That would be in the St. Lawrence Market neighborhood. You can see lots of work underway here. This is a new concourse they're constructing at Union Station, the South Concourse. You can see the train shed for Union Station right there. You can catch various trains, all the different platforms. And a nice look right up Bay Street into the Financial District. And looking the other way down Bay Street here. Some very cool views. Got the Scotiabank Arena and some more of the Southcore. Definitely one of the cooler spots downtown now. Check out some views you might not normally think were possible. There's the lobby of CIBC Square. People walking over the pedestrian walkway there. That connects to both Scotiabank Arena and to Union Station. And in this direction, it will connect you into the bus terminal. at street level. So let's head under the rail corridor. Like breathing car exhaust, you could also walk indoors right here on the right through the Bay Teamway. And you can enjoy air conditioning along the way. This is a place to get to your various platforms for the GO train. There's the eastern side of Union Station. And the financial district. Let's walk through this walkway here though. This is going behind the Dominion Public Building, with phase 2 of CIBC Square under construction here on the right. It's just an alternative to walking along Front Street. Not that there's anything wrong with Front Street, it's actually a more pleasant walk, I would say, than this, but this is something different that I don't often do. And it does provide some cool views here. And this will also take us almost directly to where the Esplanade begins. You could almost say this is like an extension of the Esplanade. Put some streetscaping along here. They should do that, you know. Just extend the Esplanade right through here. Make it a pleasant walking strip.
Yo. If I just like need more sticks than working pocket.
I wonder if there is a plan to do something with this stretch here once this new office tower is completed. I would imagine they're going to have some sort of urban streetscaping and landscaping around the base of the building here. I could easily incorporate this. I don't think it has any official capacity as a parking area. Obviously it's being used that way right now. Or if it does, it's not like much would be lost there. All right, here is Yonge Street, so I'll just cross on over. just like that, we're on the Esplanade. This is a pleasant stroll here in the southern end of downtown. Has some nice bars and restaurants, lots of patios. Popular hotel here, the Novotel. And a nice mix of old historic architecture from the 19th century and newer developments all mixed together. Lots of popular chain restaurants here. Old Spaghetti Factory is always popular with all sorts of people. Scotland Yard, the beer market. And happy to say the music isn't blaring too loud. Oftentimes it would be when I would walk past here. I think it's at a very nice level actually to sit and enjoy your drink or your meal without being assaulted with nightclub-like levels of decibels. Goose Island Brewhouse. Right, so I thought it was going to zig and zag a bit. This is Church Street, where Church Street begins. This is a new residential building that I just recently heard a No Frills grocery store will be locating here at the base.
Here, I'll break it down like this.
Taking up part of the space anyway. I think that'll be a good addition to the neighborhood. And this is one of my favorite older buildings in the whole downtown area, I think. Not just for the St. Lawrence Market area.
Every time.
Yeah.
And every time I walk past here, I can't not show the original Banksy here, protected by plexiglass. I think that's the only original Banksy in the city that's still in its original location. Other ones have been removed and relocated, turned into exhibits and that sort of thing. Front Street. There's the Flatiron Building, also known as the Gooderham Building. So we're going to head west along Front, or east I should say. I always do that.
It will be, but it'll be too hot.
It's like we're directly in the sun now. The sun is preventing me from getting a good shot of the Flatiron Building here. If I can step out into the shade a bit. There we go. Now we have traffic lights. This is a bad time of day to be trying to record anything looking west.
Algo meglio.
This awesome 19th century streetscapes all through this neighborhood. One of the oldest in the city. So here's St. Lawrence Market. And the new North Building, still under construction. And this is Market Street. So let's head back down to the Esplanade. This is all closed off to traffic from May till October. It's quite popular. You'll often find live music and things of that nature taking place along here, but not at the moment. It is getting a bit later, heading towards evening now. And back to the Esplanade. Speaking French, I wonder if they're visiting from Montreal. I wonder how a Montrealer would regard this part of Toronto in comparison to old Montreal. Old Montreal is much more extensive than the St. Lawrence Market area in terms of its historic fabric. Not that this isn't nice as well, though. And we're at Lower Jarvis. Basically, once you go south of Front Street with many of these north-south streets, the portion south of Front becomes labeled as Lower. And then north of Front is just plain old Jarvis. This is an extremely busy stretch here with traffic because there's an on-ramp and off-ramp coming to and from the Gardner Expressway. And Jarvis acts as a traffic funnel of sorts where you could quickly go from the north end of downtown down to the Gardner Expressway. Probably should have walked up Jarvis. It might have been a bit more pleasant than this. Maybe I can. Maybe I can cut through here. Let's explore. There's a Mexican restaurant right here. 3 mariachis. This is a cooperative housing complex. There are a number of these in the St. Lawrence Market area. And we have an old sofa up for grabs here. Looking a little worse for wear. All right, so that was just a little detour that takes us back onto Lower Jarvis. And the other side of the St. Lawrence Market. Definitely one of the treasures of downtown Toronto. This brutal sun. We're back on Front heading east again. Oh, looks like the sun is going behind some clouds. In just a few short months, the sun will start to become pretty scarce at this time of day. And then I'll be complaining that there's no sun at 5 o'clock here is Lower Sherborne, not to be confused with regular old, I mean, did I say Sherborne? No, this is George. Sherborne is the next one. So this is George, but they don't call it Lower George once you go south of Front. It's still just George. A bit inconsistent. There, now we can actually see things with the sun hiding behind some clouds. So this is a fairly dense residential area. Lots of multi-family buildings, mid-rises, and more taller high-rises are starting to appear also. And the low-rise housing is mostly attached housing, row houses and townhomes. And more of these co-op housing developments. It's also quite mixed income here. David Crombie Park.
Yani hasta olan ya.
You can make some.
One 121 Esplanade River to Union Station.
They just have to be really not in it.
Another housing cooperative here. Most of them have these awesome courtyards. I imagine the units are probably pretty spacious, given the time frame when these were constructed. I think a lot of these units were built in the 1970s or the 80s. There's a branch of the Toronto Public Library, accessible right from within the community here. St. Lawrence branch. See some of the newer buildings all around. And back to Front Street. See the other entrance to the library there. Building is starting to go skyward. I'll be able to see this one from my apartment window once it gets a bit taller. I can see just the crane now, and maybe the uppermost level under construction. We'll eventually go up to 39 stories, so it still has quite a ways to go. This is all future retail here. Now that they finally took down all the construction hoarding and scaffolding that was covering the sidewalk for the last 5 years. And then probably another several years when that construction hoarding and scaffolding is brought down. Apparently this No Frills location is possibly going to be closing in the near future, and I think that's why No Frills or Loblaws, the parent company, will be opening that new location at the base of that other building I showed earlier. But it doesn't look like this is slated to close anytime in the immediate future. There's no indication of that. So they might actually have two No Frills in the neighborhood for a little while. I think I've only been in this one maybe one time. It's a bit too far away from my building to make it worthwhile to buy things there regularly. I do have another No Frills much closer on Parliament Street in Cabbagetown. But I never go to that one really either.
I'll show you.
I guess I'm just not much of a fan of No Frills.
Where's your bunny ears?
And it seems I've wandered off of Front Street, up Sherbourne, and now onto King Street. More French. I've been hearing quite a lot of French on the streets of Toronto lately. Maybe the love affair that Torontonians have always had towards Montreal is finally starting to go the other way as well. Montrealers are finally figuring out that Toronto is an awesome city also. There's a new tower going up. It will eventually go to about 30 stories, I think. One of the new stations for the Ontario line. This will be a construction site for many years also. That'll be Corktown Station. I'm just crossing because I'd rather not walk under this long scaffolding. And also you get this awesome view. And up ahead is Parliament Street.
Аналогия.
All right, well, I'm going to start heading north here up Parliament. But I think also I might have to wrap up this walk as I make my way north because I can see my battery is in the red right now. So I guess there's no proper destination really to wrap this walk up. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Started at CIBC Square Park, and made our way down to street level and over to the Esplanade, checking out some of that nice stretch there, and then zigzagging through St. Lawrence Market a bit. And eventually found ourselves on King Street and east here to Parliament. So leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the walk. And if you're not a current subscriber and channel member, make sure you subscribe, and you can always become a member. And share and like. And hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. And you can find me on Instagram. I don't know what I was trying to say there. You can find me on Instagram under K Continuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the current channel members. And be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.